Officer. My colleague Sandra White actually stole my introduction, but I think it's worth repeating, so I'm going to say it again. The late Willie McIlvany famously said, "Scotland's not full and we're a mongrel nation." Both statements are of course true. Scotland was founded by immigrants and we all have immigrant ancestors somewhere down the line in our family tree. But as well as being a mongrel nation, Scotland's also a welcoming nation. It's in our DNA to welcome people, particularly those in crisis or distress. It's anathema to us to turn away people in need if we can help them when they're seeking refuge. As has been said in this chamber many times, the current situation in Aleppo, Yemen and other parts of the world ravaged by war and terrorism is a humanitarian crisis. Scotland has proportionally punched way above its weight when it comes to taking on refugees, with the numbers we have welcomed topping more than 1,200. As Ross Greer said, my own local authority in Eastern Bartonshire have at long last agreed to take 4 families and 4 unaccompanied children, and I look forward to being part of the welcoming committee to help them integrate when they arrive early next year. But of course, welcoming immigrants doesn't just mean providing refuge. It means welcoming people from any part of the world who want to come and work here and contribute to Scotland's economy and culture. Presiding Officer, I don't think there's any reason to differentiate between immigrants or refugees. Who would want to start a new life in a country and get a pittance to live on with the most basic accommodation and second-hand furniture and handouts? Immigrants, refugees and asylum seekers want to work and should be encouraged to work for their own dignity and well-being. These are families who deserve no less than us. They have pride and want the best for their children. Why would they not? When it comes to welcoming migrant workers, why wouldn't we do so with open arms? As has been said many times during this debate, migrant workers contribute immensely to the Scottish economy and culture. In fact, without migrant workers, we would face a serious shortfall in skilled and unskilled workers. Yes.
Liam Kerr.
Just for the record, does Rona Mackay then disagree with Nicola Sturgeon when Nicola Sturgeon says that an independent Scotland would not have an unmanaged immigration, and nobody is suggesting an uncontrolled and unmanaged immigration?
Rona Mackay.
I didn't even allude to that, and I actually don't think you're in any position of strength to talk about our policy on this issue. So why does the Tory Westminster government make it so difficult for them to come and work here? Since Brexit, they've given workers and EU citizens no security, preferring instead to adopt the I will if you will mentality, insisting that workers from this country are given security in their countries. What utter hypocrisy and arrogance. The Tory government gambled with our European identity and lost, and now they think they can set the rules. The fact is that Brexit is a no-win situation. We're all losers, and that's why our First Minister and excellent European Cabinet team are working so hard to give Scotland access to the single market, so vitally important to our economy and cultural well-being. Why would we want to be an insular country, cutting ourselves off from trading and interacting at all levels with our European neighbours? That's the path that this right-wing government are going down, but we will never follow them. Europe is too important for us for all the reasons that have been mentioned in this passionate debate today. Presiding Officer, on June the 23rd this year, on the steps of Bute House, the First Minister said that all our EU citizens were welcome in Scotland. She said what we were all thinking, what all right-minded people were thinking in the depths of our shock and despair at the news that we were to be dragged out of Europe. The indisputable facts are that international migrants make important economic, social and cultural contributions to our communities, and the UK government's focus on arbitrarily reducing net migration is entirely wrong for Scotland. I certainly wouldn't want to live in a country where the shutters went up and we were unable to benefit from international migrants culturally and economically, just as much as I wouldn't want to live in a country that did not welcome families fleeing from war and persecution with open arms. And I have every confidence, I'm in the last paragraph, I have every confidence that the Scottish Government will never allow that. Scotland will always be open for business and open for refuge. I support this motion.